Hello, my name is Robby Patterson. I believe that God is working through our church in many different ways, as well as our adults all the way through our children. I'm a little bit partial to the children's ministry, and I believe that the cross-training program has really helped our children as far as learning Jesus. There's been some kids from our community as well as our church that have come in and didn't even really know who Jesus was. And then several years later, after being in the program, you see them out on the street at Brookshire's or Sonic or someplace like that, and they can come up to you and have a full-blown conversation about Jesus. I believe that our church, that God works through our church through outside missions that we do right here in our own town. I believe that God works through the church with the community service that we do, the involvement in God's open hands, and etc. I just think that for me, God has opened the hearts of many adults, as well as our youth, as well as our children, to just spread the word for all the other people in our community that may not have the opportunity to know Jesus. And we have been able to give an outreach and do some good for the community.
My name is Katie Williams, and I've been coming to church here for about 6 years. I've been helping with the children's ministry pretty much since we started coming to church here. And the way that I've seen God work in the children's ministry is usually just in everyday things. A lot of our kids that come to church here don't have a regular home church, and they don't come here on Sundays, and so sometimes our word is the only word of God that they get. Some kids don't get it at home, some kids maybe do. So certainly just being able to share Jesus with them and His love is a way that I have seen God at work. One specific story that came to mind when I was asked to talk about this was last semester we were studying the Lord's Prayer in cross-training, and the kids had prayer journals that they filled out every week to keep a record of what they had been praying about and the answers to prayers that they got. And I had asked them if they wanted to raise their hands and talk about their prayer requests, and I was expecting, things like, a loved one in the hospital or a test at school. And one little sweet 5-year-old girl raised her hand and said, "Miss Katie, I want to ask Jesus into my heart." And I wasn't expecting it. And I was so honored that, first of all, that God had chosen me to minister to this little girl. So after class, I pulled her into another room and we talked about Jesus, and she loved Jesus and she wanted Him to be in her heart. And she folded her little hands and we said the sinner's prayer together. And besides my kids, I hadn't really ever led anyone to Christ, and so it was really important that day. And afterwards, I found out that no one at our home believes in Jesus, and we were the only people here that were the only ones that were able to share that with her. And I don't know if she would ever have, had the opportunity had she not been coming here. So that's what I thought about first when I thought about how God is working here at the church, and I just can't wait to see what He does in the future.